Hello there. I'm going to call this the icon that would never die. As you can see, it's still this icon. You will note and notice. Well, I don't know what would have. I mean, there's always the cache to deal with. The thousands, trillions of ways that the operating system tries to fake you out and lie and cheat. But all of these now have the, as far as Explorer is concerned, have the right icon. These are copies, see? They have the wrong icon. So I went and deleted all the secret icons, and so great, but it's still there. Now there could be secret icons in these DLLs. I know what they look like. They have a characteristic signature. I could check and see if I can find them in there. But I think at this point, there's only one thing to do. Either accept that that's the icon and there's no way to change it, or to hook the application, override any calls to load icon or load resource or whatever the load image or whatever interface it uses. Let's see. Oops. Windows Media Encoder. Well, just import. Just do like I've done before. Override the function. I had enough. I've been 2 days working on this thing, trying to get that icon to change. Load library, wonderful. But I can override load library, or get proc address, probably somewhere in here. I could override get proc address and return the wrong address for whatever procedures it uses. Well, it might. Those are NFC ordinals. I don't know what they are. Oh, wait, user 32. I don't even know if the program is working anymore. I'm assuming it is. It seems to be running. Okay, menu draw icon. Now, that would be to draw. See, this icon is on Explorer. Explorer is finding that icon. Now, how does Explorer? Wait, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to find that. Load menu. Oh, load image. See, now load image. I think if I overrode that, that function is something you pass, or we can't. It's not coming from a well, it could be one of those DLL, so I have to check the DLL. No, of course. You know what that thing, that, by the way, it's funny because, maybe you think that I've been spending a lot of time trying to fix my system, but actually I'm not worried anymore. Everything's fixed. The struggle now is just with Microsoft. Microsoft's malware, if you want, and trying to eradicate the viruses that they've installed on my system purposefully. It comes bundled with the operating system. This list here, see that list? Now remember that funny registry key? Well, what those things are is that that's an MRU list. Where was it? User assist, right? Now see, what I did was I put a minus sign at the end instead of deleting it. One of those things they suggest doing in that book. If you want to see what something does, just change the name and see what effect it has, right? So I changed the name and I lost my recent stuff, right? If I wanted to, I could get all these things back. But half these programs I've uninstalled already. Well, I still have Notepad++. That's not exe because exes are RAR. I have it printed out somewhere. Well, my utest probably still does that. I haven't done any coding. Oh, but I lost it. But I can export that. Let's see now, there's this one. Well, I have it already. Copy, account, registry settings. And not that one, not that one. What did I call it? Oh, rootkit. Oh, it's already gotten up. Okay. Type. God. I have the wrong UTF. Too bad. But anyway, most of them are things that are already uninstalled. So I don't really want this list. So if you wanted to know how to clear that list out quickly, all you do is just delete both of these. I guess there's two, and this becomes just blank, and you get a whole new list. So all this is like a recent file, most recently used list, and I'm sure that also counts for icons. I'll get rid of it. This is what I have now. See. Now why is it YAX? Rot 13 should be. Oh, it's a different thing. This is what I have now in my list. I have to rotate them. I should have been. I'll make a utility. I'll try and make one quick. I tell you, it's been a struggle. It's been a real struggle with that icon. What do I do? My internet's off at the moment, by the way. No, I did say, yeah, okay. It's just doing its usual. Something grinding away, which is probably it. See, no internet. I took the internet off because I was trying desperately to delete the icon in Explorer's icon cache, right? Now it could be that it's back in its icon cache, and if I reboot it or restart Explorer, if I killed Explorer and deleted it again, I could try that. I might as well before I start writing that book. But let me just see this here. Why is this? Oh, I see. Because I was trying specific things. Because you see this rotate 13 everywhere now. I'm finding them all over the place. And so I just quickly hacked in just copied stuff out of the registry and into the code and then compiled the binary values. Like one thing is called icon streams, and I forget what that came out to. Oh, this is one that that I reversed by accident, so I just put it back. This says, and this should be the only English one in the list. Or it might be, oh yeah, it's this version, because I exported it from here instead of here. It should be okay this time. Wait, I was building it, right? Yes. Okay, some, who knows? This is version, again. Control session, I don't know. These are, this is a picture, obviously, of something. But it's not our friend. I know what that one looks like by heart now. So Chrome's in my list. Something MS Tools dependency walker depends. Did I run it? Wait a minute. Oh, that's the old one. That's why. Okay. See, this is all this stuff is. A lot of this stuff is auto-generated. No idea. Styles. Well, that's my thing. I don't need quick list in my recent list because that's now in the start. Media player, I don't need that. It's associated now with everything. GIMP, don't need it. Debugger, VS Launcher, FTP Voyager. Well, I don't need that anymore because I lost my website. It's still up, but it'll die soon. You see, and now it's got a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't want to go in there anyway. The debug. Free-make audio converter, which I uninstall. The uninstall. Don't need. You see, and it just keeps the stuff in there forever. What I don't understand is why it doesn't bring up. Well, why does it remove them when it finds those things? Look, even something .t, in temp is in there. See? Local settings. That got into my recent list. It's all garbage, right? So every now and again, it's probably a good idea to go through and clear this thing out. I mean, things are a lot faster now. With respect to this thing, instead of taking a few minutes to load, now it's just instant all the time, every time. Now why am I not worried anymore? Because there was this one thing, it hadn't occurred to me really until I was reading that book and they brought it up. Now I hope I can find it. It has to do with if you have Windows 7. Like me, you've probably forgotten what the network configuration dialog used to look like. Yes, I did click on that. Come on. No, I can just find it. The thing is, it's buried deep in control panel. And the thing that I know now, after finding it and realizing that everything that I thought I turned off was still fully functional. Seriously, none of it got turned off. None of the stuff I wanted turned off got turned off. Oh, and one of the reasons that I could tell that it was working correctly, the firewall started working again. You know, if I want to use because I had BitTorrent blocked, MuTorrent or whatever, the program was blocked, and of course working perfectly well. And you know, just completely bypassed the firewall, no problem. But once I corrected the virus inflow portal that Windows automatically sets up for you, then it's fine. And then it stopped working, and I had to now use the tool called the firewall in order to allow that program to access the internet. And I was like, it only find. It'll be faster to find it in here because this thing, I could try. Could it be here? Probably not. It's probably not there. Something to do with internet or network. Something to do with that. See, this is where it used to come off of. Oh, was it here maybe? No. See, that wasn't it either. It used to be somehow through here somehow. You could get to it. It was like the first thing that would come up. Don't know. It's in here somewhere. They know how to get to it. They found out somehow how to find it. By now you might be guessing what it is I'm looking for. You know, when you see when you see it come up, you'll know what it is. Oh, come on, where are you? Come on. I know about that. I should pause really. If I don't see it within the next minute, I'll pause. It's not where you would expect it to be at all. Yeah, okay. It's not a user's thing. Oh wait, maybe here. Why am I looking here? I don't know. Okay. Maybe it must have been. Oh, wait a minute. Come on. Okay, hang on, I'll pause this. I found it again. Finally. Okay. Let's see. Client, yes. Monitor. Not sure about that. But this was still on. File and printer sharing. And IPv6, which I don't want because I know that there's a serious security flaw with this IPv6. I've read about it, and I've noticed that whenever I do NetStat, if I was online, all there are like 90% of the connections were like random loopbacks, all using this IPv6 addressing, right? There's unintelligible printout. So, stick with the standard protocol for now until they fix all the bugs with IPv6. But I had disabled this. I had disabled this. I turned off every possible sharing thing in the world that I could find, And then as soon as I saw this, I knew, oh my God, none of it's turned off. No wonder I'm having problems, with my firewall and not working and all that, internet connection stuff. Now everything's fine, no problems. In fact, I should probably turn the internet back on. I just turned the power off of it. There we go. Now, how do you get to that? That is the burning question. Well, it's still okay. It's not. It'll connect eventually. It's got to log me into my server. You go to this thing, and I never found it. It's not very obvious. I didn't think that I would have to go in here. I guess. I was looking down here, you tend to look down here for, home group seems like the place to deal with LAN, but anyway. And then you'll end up clicking on this. You notice how this is not I don't know why it won't, because I haven't changed anything. This, I think, these are supposed to be secured. I don't know why they're not. Unless I ran Explorer. No, correct. I'm connected, I'm online. I'm not sure. Anyway, the point is that sorry, I'm eating. I'll pause again. Sorry. The point is, in terms of malware and stuff like that, okay, and weird things going on, there's this, okay. This looks like malware, right? It's all weirdo disguised letters and stuff. Same here. Okay, so that'll get you going. And of course, now, where is that? What was that? Services. There was another thing that had me going for a long time was current control set. Either that or one of these previous versions in root, a whole bunch of weird drivers being installed with backwards strange names, right? Malware, right? If they're hidden services, their intent is to disguise themselves and install themselves and be hidden from the system, hide themselves from the system. So that's malware. Again, Microsoft. That comes from this, well, not this one per se, but Windows Defender. Okay, so that the two malwares from Microsoft. Now then there's this icon, right? The icon that can never be changed. How does that work? Well, malware. What you've got here is a program that has a hidden feature in it. There's data. It's data in this case, but it could be code too. I mean, it could be anything. Somehow this program has instructed the system, has hidden from the system the location of this picture, such that the system, through the various COM interfaces or whatever, ends up loading the particular one that it likes, and it does that by installing some kind of malware, I think. One thing I wanted to look at, actually, just to be sure if that's true, is this last video. No, I guess I can look at it. Might lose my voice. I'm sorry to make it small. If you recall, at some point, I went to copy the program back, right? I went to copy this program that I'd edited back. And it's, see, here's where I've discovered, okay. Now the question is there anywhere in this video that you can see where I would have added, wait, here it is, 10 kilobytes worth of data to this file. This is 10K bigger than this, right? Now we just have to go back and see. It's edit binary, which is not adding anything to the file size. Now I might have made a mistake. I might have copied and pasted 10 kilobytes. So that would be, how much is that in hex? So 3,000, which would have been about, well, this number would have to change 3 times. So I would have to have selected, I mean, this isn't even going from, well, how much is that, 10, 20 something, 200 something per page. So 5, oh no, more than that. Pages and pages and pages. It would be noticeable if I'd actually copied that much into the file. So let's have a look. I don't know the answer to this question. I'm just curious. I'm opening it with a binary editor. the file, which was 3K, and somehow through the operations as recorded. It's a good idea to record yourself doing things, because then you can go back and verify if it's true and not have to rely on, I think maybe I did that. See, you'll see, it was all recorded. See exactly what I did. Here I'm pointing out that that picture is in the file, hidden, of course. So that's, I mean, it's okay to have data in a file. There's nothing malware about that. But somehow this data is being placed onto Explorer's, the Explorer box, the icon that shows for the given executable. Now I know that these are overwrites, because if that were an overwrite, these numbers would be changing, because it would be, if it was an insert, then this would be moving down. It's not. I know at some point I made a mistake and I undid something. Can I show the file size? It shows offset. It says overwrite. It says in the corner. The overwrite mode. So none of this is adding any length, any size to that file. Now if that's true, then what Microsoft has done in this case is attached misrepresent here. Now that says 2000, and before it said, let me just go back. Okay, 1F not, so that's nothing, right? That's just a few bytes at worst. And it's not saving it as a resource or anything like that. It's binary save, which doesn't go through any special mechanism. It's just byte for byte, reading, and then write. Now if the file size goes up by 10K, which it did, then somehow this file is misrepresenting its actual size to the operating system and bundling information in it that it's manipulating the operating system into accessing and using for the purpose of showing a picture. But that's not the only. There are other things you could do. Now, wait a minute now. No, here I'm F5ing. It hasn't changed size yet because it still says 31. I was editing the wrong one. No. Okay, now this one's 39. Now did it start out at that? Oh, it started out that big. Then why was it so big? Hang on a sec. So that one's in SRC. Well, I don't know now. I thought they were coming from the same place. Looks like I was editing not this one. That one's fine. We'll go through the editing. Now, somehow that became 40. Well, okay, so maybe it's 40. And then it becomes 31. I don't know. In any case, it's not that software is not behaving correctly. It's misrepresenting itself and hiding and using hack methods, just as a virus would, to hide from the system its real intentions. So again, the virus in this case was Microsoft. Was and still is Microsoft. I'm going to fix that. This is malware. This picture is not the icon that belongs with this program. There's nothing either in this program, nor I cleared the cache, I cleared all the DLLs, I cleared out all the EXEs it might access, and still the same picture shows up. Malware. And so I would say that my malware problem, if I had one, was created by Microsoft. They installed the malware on my system. For instance, the access to my drive and the lack of a firewall is due to a bug in their handling of a particular protocol, and I was not able to configure my system to disable that protocol. So, maybe it's not intentional, but the net result is that they installed a backdoor feature on the machine. And everything else, the defaults, the inability to configure, the weirdo hidden drives and hidden devices and backwards file names and all this sort of thing, all of that is a result of Microsoft, and so I blame them. So what I've really been doing is not that lately. I have a bunch of, you notice I uploaded some music maybe and some pictures, and I've been working with that. And I had a bunch of MP4 files I wanted to convert to AVI. Now, why would I want to convert MP4s, which are smaller in size and higher quality generally, to AVI files? Why would you want to do that? Why would someone want to do that? Well, if I'm playing an MP4 file, no matter which player, because it doesn't matter what player you're using, it goes through some COM interface, right? And then I start to click around on the internet. Then the sound starts to stutter and pause and skip and so on, right? So therefore, that tells me that those features are somehow linked, right? If one is blocked, the other one gets disturbed, right? There's a connection between them. That's why it's of little use to listen to music online if you're also using the internet for other things, because the music will stutter and stop and pause, and it won't play continuously, not because the hardware can handle it easy, but because they're using the same resources. Those internet players are using the same resources as the internet as you are, and sometimes it gets busy, and so the music doesn't play smoothly. Same with AVI. It's not, when I run an AVI file, it's not connecting to the internet for whatever reason. Or it's not going through the interface. It should be. You'd think it would, but it's not. if you look at the media info for any of these AVI files, inside the actual data is still MP4, right? It's an MP4, but in the container is a audio-video interleaved. So it's nothing to do with the compression algorithm. I would prefer it because when you do this MPEG in AVI, the files are much bigger than MP4 plain. But what somehow when you play it back, if it's X-bit anyway, that's just a mathematical operation. It doesn't do anything but take this and decode the bytes and spit it out this video or audio for MP3 devices. It's not going through COM, as far as I know. Anyway, so that's my little rant, and I should do some programming thing for next time. I don't know about that file size change. It might have been my fault. I don't know. I'd have to... At least I still got my system restore points. Oh yeah, I guess that's true, eh? Another Microsoft malware situation. Automatically delete users' restore points, right? I mean, of course, a virus would love to do that. And since they're not getting deleted, if I could figure out how to get back there, I assume they're still there. Now, how do you get to system restore? What is that? System, maybe. Advanced? It's nothing to do with backup. I know that. Here. Now, what is it? I think this was it. I missed when I was watching it. Next. Oh no. No, there's my restore point that I made. I lost someone. Oh no, I didn't. They're all there still. See? So I'm still getting my updates. I got an update, and I didn't lose anything. Great, perfect. By now I would have lost all that stuff normally. Okay, I'm gonna upload this if this program actually still works, and well, maybe you might get a kick out of it. I haven't replaced my wallpaper. I'm still working on that new scraping method, which failed. Or it didn't fail. It's just not. It's not working as well. It's still missing the finer details. Okay, see you. There's one more thing I want to mention. I'll wait till this thing finishes because it's probably not picking up my voice. It takes up too many resources. Just to remind myself, I've started this going. Hey, sorry. It's very hot this month, and so I was overheating, and I had to go out and get something cold to drink, which meant I had to go out on my bicycle, which means I'm 4 times as hot as I was when I went out. In any case, the thing I wanted to point out was this image here. I'll make it big if I can. Now this here, remember I said that book told you how to remove access from Internet Explorer? Well, that's only part of the story, and I know that. I found that out anyway. This is sort of near the end of that story. Let me just mention that I thought that Internet Explorer was unavailable and could not even be launched. And Was it in here? I think in here, in the Document Explorer, I clicked on something and it brought up an instance of Internet Explorer. So obviously the access is still there. So that didn't do it. But in the same book, you see, because I knew that the access was gone, but the other thing that I knew, and I suppose everybody else does too, was I see, is that you can't uninstall Internet Explorer with this thing. Well, it's gone now, but it still wouldn't be in the list. Internet Explorer is not a program that you install or uninstall. It's a Windows feature, and that so to really uninstall it, you got to hopefully uninstall it anyway. You got to click on this thing, and then it shows up in the list. And there's still a few I wanted to take away, and I had them all off, and then I did a system restore, and I brought them back because of this problem. After this happened, and only for this black box, the blue box is fine, and there's a reason for that. I'll explain in a minute. Well, I might have a minute. The black box pointed to a copy of cmd.exe in my utils directory, and the blue box, or whatever, this box, pointed to a version in System32. Now, because the paths are different, that allows you to have two separate. It allows me to have what I want, which is I don't want to have the two of them together, right? One is administrator and one is non-administrator, and I don't want to get those confused. So that's why I did that. And there was a time, I may have mentioned, that I had tried to install an update, and installation of the update failed, and so I just gave up on the updates. And one of the things that happened during that failed update was the same thing. Let me have a look again. This is after trying to do a directory listing, and if you search through the log the events or whatever, you do find that it's trying to access a particular DLL, and I even copied that DLL into my utils, but it didn't work. Well, anyway, after uninstalling everything from here, that happened, so I put it back, and I just turned off Internet Explorer. Was it in here? Here, Internet Explorer 10. Remove Internet Explorer 10, and suddenly see a command. The command prompt doesn't work. Now, what's the command prompt got to do with Internet Explorer? I hear you ask. I don't know. However, it still works. So now I fixed it. I have no Internet Explorer. This says there, and this one is the administrator one. Has its own area, right? So I don't get them confused. I know which is which. And color too. That's just an assurance, but also it's easier to switch between. To me, this is a different program. This is an administrating box for doing administrative actions, and this is just for fiddling around. Well, making them both point to System32 makes them line up again, so that's no good. Then I tried copying it and renaming it to command prompt.exe. That didn't work. Then I tried copying command.exe into, making a second copy in System32, and that didn't work. Finally, I found out how to do it. And again, what appears to be viruses and malware turns out to be Microsoft. That's what that directory is for. The directory that appears to be malware. That directory, yeah, I don't have that on my list. In Windows System 32, yes, that NUS directory that got me all confused. If you want to make something work, it has to appear in System 32 as well as that NUS. And if they're the same file, no problem. The thing will run, and it'll run properly. So here you will find command prompt A, B, C, and I just made it like here. Just take the file name .exe.mui, and that's a copy of the copy that I made in System 32 command processor exe, and now it works fine. It just it's a different process, so it gets its own box on here, but it's not. This is not. This is the one I use for non-administrator, and this is the one I use for administrator. And to make it all work, you got to have this backup. That's all. That's what the directory's for. It's not a virus at all. But somebody could have told me, you know. Like, what's the big secret? Why keep it a secret? If, okay, CMD, I guess, uses, it's a system component. But it's also a program that I like to use, and, well, I don't know. It's just another. It was another false alert, and another example of Microsoft malware. I'm going to call it now, Malcrosoft or something. I'm going to make a nice logo for this, actually, for this video, and well, you'll be seeing it. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it. It should be based on the McDonald's M. And if you can't read the small text, it should say over 1 billion servers, period. All right, see you.